Hi, I'm Chelsea, a 26-year-old architect living in Dubai with my husband David. In this video, I'll be taking you guys along with me to work while answering some questions you might have about my life here. So if this sounds like something you might like, then I hope you stick around to enjoy the rest of the video. Right when I get to the office, I like making a list of everything I need to get done for the day. For me, it usually looks like annotating pending sheets, checking the drawings that have been exported, and making sure that all client comments have been addressed. Since I'm part of the technical team, projects that are in the schematic stage all the way to IFC or issued for construction is part of my scope. To put it simply, I take the design concept and turn it into a fully functioning project ready to be built. Some of my friends back in the Philippines that are also architects would ask me how I ended up into this niche of Revit. Actually, it was hard for me to find what I wanted to specialize in when I first started out. In my first job, I kind of just said yes to everything. My supervisor would assign me different tasks that involved different softwares. I remember feeling like a fish out of water each time I tried something new, especially when I wasn't good at it. Even though it was hard, I did my best to embrace being a beginner. It was my way of exploring my options and asking myself if this is something that aligned with my interests and skills. With the right mentors and the right mindset, you'll find your way around it. Over the past videos, I've noticed that a few of you are curious about my career, mostly back when I was a junior architect. So while I prepare my lunch, I thought that it would be a good idea to answer questions some of you have wrote in this portion of the video. So here goes. I'm planning to move to Dubai. Is it worth it considering the high cost of living? I think the answer to this question is pretty subjective, so I'll just speak from experience. If you're someone who wants to save as much money as you can in a short span of time, then I'd say it's worth it. Not without sacrifice, of course, but I believe it is worth it. I started working here the moment I graduated, and I can say that I was able to be in a good position financially because of it. Do note that I'm speaking as someone who didn't have any financial obligations early on, which was definitely a big factor to that. There are workarounds to the high cost of living here, like renting at shared spaces, eating home-cooked meals instead of ordering takeout, and overall just making sure to not fall into the trap of the consumerist lifestyle here. How to start and find a job as a fresh graduate in Dubai / what tips could you give a fresh grad applying for a job in Dubai? What worked for me is making sure that I have a solid CV and portfolio. It can be especially challenging to list down experiences as a fresh grad, but making sure to highlight your technical skills, then supplement it with your portfolio will help you stand out. For example, if you're confident about your skills in SketchUp, then highlight your best renders in your portfolio. Rather than explaining your skills, show it to them. Recruiters here also visit your LinkedIn profile, so just make sure that you have it all set up, that it matches your CV, and that you're using it to your advantage. One of my favorite parts of our daily routine is the drive home together. Back when David and I were long distance, I used to wait for his calls while he was driving after work. Not much has changed actually, except now I get to sit right beside him on our way to our home. This is also when we figure out what's for dinner and map out the meals for the rest of the week. Honestly, adulthood feels like one big cycle of deciding what to eat next.
I'm a stalker.
Don't stop me.
A layer of oil beneath
itself that's keeping it from sticking in. Tons of stuff in here. There's still flavor in this pan, right? I'm even developing.
I used to wake up and immediately feel tired, like my body hadn't quite caught up with my alarm yet. So recently, we decided to try something new. We heard from a podcast that doing light movement first thing in the morning can actually help your body wake up faster. It sounded simple enough, so we gave it a try. And honestly, it's been a game changer. We don't do anything intense, just a quick walk on the treadmill to get the blood flowing. It's a small habit, but it's helped us start the day feeling more awake and a bit more present before the busyness of work kicks in. Another question that I usually get is, what is the typical salary range for fresh graduates? I actually did a quick search on this, and according to multiple job market breakdowns, junior architects in the UAE often earn between 4,000 to 8,000 dirhams per month. In my experience, this is actually pretty accurate since my first salary with zero experience / fresh out of uni is 6,000 dirhams per month. What skills do they require and which softwares do they usually ask for when applying? Companies here usually require three major softwares: Revit, SketchUp, and AutoCAD. Your proficiency in each can vary depending on your specific niche, but in every interview or job posting I've encountered, these are the usual softwares highlighted and asked about. I hope this gave you a clearer picture of what it's really like starting out as an architect here in Dubai, because honestly, a lot of us go through the same struggles, the same questions, and overall just figuring out where to begin. If you're a fresh grad trying to break into the industry or someone thinking about making the move to Dubai, just remember, everyone starts somewhere. Build your skills, build your portfolio, stay practical about your lifestyle, and you'll find your footing. Thank you to everyone who sent in questions. If you have more, you can ask me here or on Instagram. Just got out of work. I had to stay a little bit overtime because I had to submit something. So now I'm walking to the cafeteria to wait for David. We have a long weekend because of Prophet Muhammad's birthday, so that's tomorrow. So we'll have a 3-day weekend. Nakalimutan ko mag-video.
Hello. From LinkedIn, insights from the webinars.